Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Hello, it's Shane Willis, Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. Well, we're starting the second half of the year off, July 2nd. Hope you're getting ready for a nice 4th of July holiday there Wednesday. Seen all the memes, seen all the comments, when do we start partying? Do we start partying this past weekend? Do we start partying next weekend? Do we party all week? Do we party all month? Do we party all year? Well, Pensacola's always been known as a little bit of a drinking village with a fishing problem anyway, so we probably are going to party all the time. But that's not what we're here to talk about now. Good morning. We're talking about summer and we're talking about bidding wars. I've seen a lot of this over the last couple of weeks, and I think I'm going to continue to see it even going into July and August, probably even September. It may slow a little in October, but I wanted to kind of talk to the buyers about how a bidding war works. We've got high demand, we have low supply. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that there are certain price points in our area that have become a neutral market, meaning there's 6-7 months worth of inventory. That's neutral. Anything under 6 becomes more of a seller's market. Anything over 7 becomes more of a buyer's market. So we do have some that are 6 or 7, but we don't have a lot that are 6 or 7. The 200 to 250, for instance, that's at like 3.1. So I didn't actually look at the numbers. I got the numbers. That was last week, as of last week. I know that I got the report in this morning. I just haven't had a chance to look that over yet before I recorded this. So we got to expect some bidding wars, especially when a good property comes on. Now, if a property is not set up right, or if it's overpriced, or if it's not in a condition that it should be that's conducive to this particular market, it'll sit. It will sit. Got a couple of foreclosures right now that they price too high. But I represent the banks, and I told the banks to price at a different price, and they decided to see if they can get a little more money for it. But with a blue tarp and everything else, it's just not going to happen. But what I don't want you to do, and the whole reason I wanted to bring this up, is because there was a new report that came out over the weekend that talked about bidding wars in a lot of parts of the country, and it reminded me of what happened last week with one of my properties. I just got finished rehabbing a property over in Foley and put it on the market. I put it on the market slightly under value, and I just kind of knew that we were probably going to get in a bidding war, and I was going to get more than list. So that was the tactic. And as a seller, if you've got that, you need to understand that tactic. So anyways, we put it on the market, and sure enough, I got 3 offers. Probably within, 72 hours. I had 3 offers in my hand. So I went back and told all 3 agents, hey, tell you what, I'm going to review all the offers tomorrow. So you got 24 hours if you want to update your offer. There are multiple offers, but I'm going to review them all tomorrow. And I was told by 2 of them, these are newer agents, but I was told by both of them, well, if your seller will counter me, we'll counter back. Although in a typical negotiations, that's how that works. What a buyer and a buyer's agent need to understand, that's not how it works when we're talking about bidding wars. Because let me tell you why. As a seller, or if I'm representing the seller, if I counter you back to a particular term, and you sign off on it within the time limit, I'm obligated to sell it to you at that price, at that term. That means the other 2 bidders who could have possibly went over are out because I just signed a counter and I'm obligated to you. So you need to understand that as a buyer, that if you get into a bidding war, you just have to sit back and go, okay, take all the emotion out of it. I know it's hard to do when you're starting to talk about a home. Take that emotion out of it and just go, listen, this is the highest and best I can give you. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But this is all I can give you. And submit that. That's your highest, that's your best. I understand that people still want to negotiate some, and that's cool. But I'll give you, for instance, that same property. The lady originally came in $3,000 over list price, but wanted $2,500 in concession. So now she's only $500 over list price and a new roof. Well, wait a minute now. I priced the roof. Roof is going to cost $10,000. So in actuality, she was $9,500 under my asking price. But it was funny, after the bidding war happened, she wound up coming in $6,000 over list, asked for $1,000 back, and no roof. So now she was essentially $5,000 over list, which is where I thought fair value of the property was. Anyways, that's where I thought we were going to get to. The others were close. There were some other terms that didn't like, so she wound up winning the contract. But the whole reason I bring it up today is because I want you to understand, when you get into that bidding war, you just have to set a price. This is why you have to have a professional that works with you as a buyer. You have to set a price and go, this is all we're going to be willing to do. There was one of those bidders that $2,000 over list and no concessions was all they were willing to do, because that was the max. That was what they had set financially, and they were letting the numbers do the talking for them. Okay. Fantastic. You didn't quite get it, but they were fine walking away, because they knew now they're making a logical decision, not an emotional one, and they'll go find something different. I know inventory's tight. I know sometimes other aspects come into play, and those numbers may not necessarily be the whole deciding factor. If you have to move and you have to move by school, maybe we have to override the numbers a little. But it's a logical move. It's not just because I like the kitchen or, the flooring looks nice. None of that's the reason. Just understand, whatever your highest and best is, and talk with your agent going in. We're going to make an offer here, but let's say this gets turned into a bidding war. Where do you want to go? Where are we prepared to go highest and best? Okay, and if you're working with a good buyer's agent, you need to be able to trust them that is confidential information. All right? Happy Monday, everybody. That's all I got for you. As always, if you hadn't got over and subscribed to the podcast to get the emails when I send out tip sheets, I send out links to some of the articles that I'm looking at. To include some Wall Street Journal articles, some Inman articles. There's a bunch of stuff that I send out when I send out these emails. Get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. Also, if you have not subscribed to the podcast on your player of choice, I don't care if it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, whatever. Get over there, hit subscribe, give me a heart, a thumbs up, depending on your player of choice, I guess. A nice comment would be nice. A nice comment would be nice. Anyways, finally, I have never asked for any money for these, but I do ask that if I give you any value in this episode or any other episode, that you share it on social media. Have a great Monday.